Good morning, sixth graders. Welcome to our technology class. This is week 31. So this week we are getting started with our computer science curriculum, and we will be spending the rest of the school year on this. So it's going to look, I'd say, a lot different from the rest of the school year because we've been doing lessons and then you have different things that you have to type up, right? And we focused on a lot of different topics. Whereas now what we're going to be doing is solely focusing on computer coding. And if you've been with me in previous years, then you know that we use Scratch. So let me just quickly pull that up. I should have had it up already. I don't know if you guys remember this. If you're new, it's okay. We're going to learn it together. This is Scratch. So Scratch is actually its own coding language, but pretty much it's the same idea as code.org. So you use blocks, right? And then you have your workspace, and whatever you pull out into the workspace and connect together, and then if you run it over here, it will happen. So there's, as you know, and you know what, you're going to get to know it more because we're going to be using it a lot more in depth during this curriculum. But there are so many things that you can do with Scratch. I mean, I'm talking, you can add new sprites, which are characters. You can change the background. You can make the sprites move and talk to each other. You can add music. You can make games. And so what we are going to be doing is the sports unit. So I think you guys will have a lot of fun with this. It's making different things with sports. So some are games, some are other things. I'm going to go through everything with you today, and I'll tell you what you're going to be making. But you'll be creating all of the coding projects within Scratch. And so you will be joining the class, and you'll be getting a login, and you'll be using that same login for Scratch as well, because you're going to need to make sure that every week you save your coding project so you can send it to me and I can obviously grade it, right, and give you credit for it so that you can get credit each week. So what you have to do first is I'm going to send out an email, which you're going to get. And in the email, there's going to be a link to a website, Google CS First. And Google CS First is the website where you can then put in this class code, which is right here. I'm going to put that in the email too, GXVJTC. And that's going to allow you to join sixth grade computer science. So you want to make sure you're joining the right class, right? So we are sixth grade computer science, fourth quarter. When you join, I want you to put your first and last name. So that way, when I go in and I check for the students, I can see your name. So for example, your assignment this week is going to be to join the Google CS First class and put your full name. And if you do that, you'll get 100 for the assignment this week. So it's very, very easy. And then next week, we're going to get started with our unit sports. And I'll show you what's involved here. With sports, there's 8 different coding activities. So every week we'll be focusing on it. So it'll take us through the next 8 weeks. We'll be doing a victory celebration, a sports commentary, a net sports game. We'll be making a fitness gadget commercial. That one's always a lot of fun. We'll do an all-star passing drill, a batter up, extreme sports, and a post-game interview. So these are all the different coding activities that we will be doing within the sports unit. And every week there will be coding that you have to do inside of Scratch to create whatever the activity is. So it does have kind of some different components to it. You'll get the hang of it the more that you do it. Obviously, you'll know exactly what to do. The first week is always the new thing. So let me just put on the little intro video for the first week. It's a sports introduction. Let's watch it because I think it'll help you guys get a better idea.
Welcome to Google CS First Sports. My name is Joe. Over the next 8 club activities, you will create some sweet, interesting sports projects using computer science. In this activity, you'll learn what computer science is, see the connection it has to various sports, and finally, you're going to make your own program, a victory celebration. CS First Sports is a computer science club. Computer science is using computers to make amazing projects. Programs created with computer science help people play, solve problems, and do work. You'll learn different ways computer science relates to the things you do and see every day, including sports. The many ways computer science affects your daily life will surprise you. Computer science makes it possible to do anything from improving your sports game with digital data collection to developing the next generation of healthcare technologies that can help others. Over the next 8 club sessions, you'll discover some incredible creations people build and problems people solve using computer science like these: sports accessories, modular cell phones, magnetic block-based circuits, autonomous robots, fitness trackers for sports teams, awesome cameras, and really cool camera algorithms. There's so much more. Let's check it out. Take a look at these projects that you'll get to build over the next 8 club sessions. Click the next arrow below this page to move on to the next video. Are you ready to take your game to the next level with Google CS First Sports? I know I am. Let's go.
Okay, so that's just a little intro video to help you guys get an idea of what we're going to be doing. And every week when you click in to it, so for example, like next week, we're going to start out with the victory celebration. They always have a video that explains everything that you need to do. And then they have links over here on the right-hand side. So when you click links, it'll actually take you into Scratch, and it'll load a starter project. So they don't always do this, but they do it a lot of the times where the background is already set and like they have some of the things already in there, and it gives you a good place to start. So then what you do is you keep clicking next, and it always gives you the instructions of what to do. And it always gives you a video showing you how to do it. So it's actually, I love the Google CS First because I feel like it really helps kids learn coding, and it's so detailed with the directions and things that really help you to create and to not feel like intimidated by code, right? Because you know, you look at all these blocks and you're just like, oh my gosh, what do I do with all these? What do they all mean, right? But it's so nice how they help you. So we will be going through every week, and we will be following the steps, putting the code together in the workspace, and really just taking time to learn how to do the code. And then eventually you'll get more comfortable and you'll be able to go in Scratch. And, you know, there's kids who they make their own games in Scratch, and they do it from their minds because they know how the code works. And that's really the goal, is they made this program for kids like you guys. So that way you could really start creating things with code right where you are, you know, in 6th grade. So this week, like I said, your goal is going to be to join the 6th grade computer science class. And so I will be sending you an email with step-by-step of how to do that. So it'll say like, click to the website, put the class code in, enter your name, right? Make sure you follow and you do what it asks you to do. And please put your real name. I don't want any made up names. You won't get credit if you don't put your real name, okay? So that's going to be your assignment this week, and then get ready to come back to class next week, ready to do some coding. My best advice is keep up every week, because if you could imagine, each of the projects within this, and there's 8 of them, have quite a bit of code involved. And so if you get behind and you're like 3 projects behind, that's going to be so overwhelming to have to do all of that code and catch up. And then, what happens is, oh, it's too much. I give up. I'm too far gone. And everybody just ends up giving up. Please don't do that. Keep up every week with the coding project. Do it so that way you can really enjoy it, right? Everybody can give up 40 minutes of their week at home and go on their device and do some coding. That's like one Netflix show. You can totally do that. And so that way you can learn how to do code, because computer science is really the future. And there's going to be so many jobs in this field. And when you get in high school, you can take more advanced courses with computer science, but you will already have the basics because you learned it here. And so that's really so important, to make sure that you have a good basic foundation of this, right? Okay, guys, so I will see you all next time. So don't forget, keep up every week and join the class, okay? All right, bye, guys.